Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles fans everywhere, buckle up because we're diving into some history-making magic in the city of brotherly love. Have you ever wondered if anyone could outshine the legendary Andy Reid when it comes to leading the Philadelphia Eagles? Well, hold on to your cheesesteaks. Current head coach Nick Sirianni has just pulled off something Big Red never did. That's right, folks, Sirianni has notched his third 4-0 start in franchise history, making him the undisputed king of hot starts for this storied team. If that doesn't get your blood pumping, I don't know what will. Let's rewind to this past Sunday, where the Eagles soared to a gritty victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, keeping their perfect record intact at 4-0. It wasn't always pretty. The offense had its hiccups, with some early drives stalling out like a car in rush hour traffic on the Schuylkill Expressway. But true to form, the Birds clawed back, relying on that trademark resilience that's become the hallmark of Sirianni's era. Jalen Hurts, our dual-threat quarterback who's as elusive as a ghost in a pocket, threw for over 200 yards and added a rushing touchdown, proving once again why he's the heartbeat of this squad. And don't get me started on the defense. Saquon Barkley, wait no, that's the offense. Actually, let's shout out the defensive line, anchored by guys like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, who sacked Baker Mayfield multiple times and turned the Bucs offense into a turnover machine. It was a total team effort, the kind that reminds you why Philly fans chant, "Fly Eagles fly," with such unbridled passion. Now, let's dive deeper into what this means for Nick Sirianni. At just 44 years old, this Mount Union alum is rewriting the Eagles' record books faster than you can say, Super Bowl champs. Through 72 games, he's sitting at 52-20, boasting a .722 winning percentage that's the highest in franchise history, excluding those short-stint interim coaches like Pat Shurmur or Fred Bruni. Think about that. Higher than Andy Reid, who led us through 14 unforgettable seasons, racking up 130 wins and 10 playoff victories. Sirianni's already got 6 postseason wins under his belt, second only to Reid. And with a fresh contract extension locking him in Philly for the long haul, he's on pace to climb those all-time ranks. He's fourth in total wins right now, behind Reid, Greasy Neal with 63, and Dick Vermeil at 54. By season's end, he could leapfrog Vermeil and maybe even challenge Neal. It's like watching a young eagle spread its wings and soar higher than the veterans. But hey, this isn't just about the numbers, it's about the culture Sirianni's built. Remember, he took over after Doug Peterson's championship run in 2017, that magical year when we shocked the world by beating Tom Brady and the Patriots in Super Bowl 52. Peterson rebranded the team with that underdog mentality, complete with a Philly special trick play that's now etched in NFL lore. Sirianni picked up that torch and ran with it, blending fiery passion with smart, adaptive coaching. He's got the Eagles on a scorching 10-game winning streak dating back to Week 17 of last season, despite some offensive wrinkles early this year. What's the secret sauce? It's that balanced attack, Hurts slinging it to stars like A.J. Brown, who's a matchup nightmare with his size and speed, and Devonta Smith, the Slim Reaper who's as precise as a surgeon on those deep routes. On defense, it's all about that front seven, echoing the legacies of Reggie White, the Minister of Defense who terrorized quarterbacks in the 80s and 90s, and Brian Dawkins, Weapon X, whose hard hits and leadership still inspire today's players. Let's put this in historical context, shall we? The Eagles franchise has seen its share of coaching greats. Greasy Neal led us to back-to-back NFL championships in 1948 and 1949, back when the league was a different beast. Dick Vermeil brought emotional fire, guiding us to our first Super Bowl in 1980 with stars like Ron Jaworski and Harold Carmichael. Then there's Andy Reid, who turned Donovan McNabb into a legend and built a dynasty that dominated the NFC East for years. But Sirianni, he's blending old-school grit with modern analytics. Statistically, his teams average over 25 points per game in these hot starts, compared to Reid's squads that hovered around 22. And defensively, they're allowing just 17 points on average this season, better than any Eagles team since the 2017 champs. It's no fluke, Sirianni's emphasis on preparation and player buy-in is paying dividends. Fun trivia time. Did you know the Eagles fly chant originated in the 1960s, evolving from the fight song? It's become synonymous with our rabid fanbase, who pack Lincoln Financial Field, affectionately called the Link, with over 69,000 screaming supporters every home game. And those rivalries? Oh man, the NFC East battles with the Dallas Cowboys, America's team? More like Philly's punching bag in big spots, or the New York Giants, who we've owned in recent playoffs. Don't forget the Washington Commanders. Every matchup is a war. To get the inside scoop, imagine if we caught up with Sirianni post-game. In a fictional chat, he'd probably say something like, "Look, records are nice, but we're not here for pats on the back. We've got unfinished business, another Lombardi for this city that deserves it." The guys in that locker room, from Jalen to Jason Kelce, our center who's like the wise old owl of the O-line, they're hungry. We're building something special. And let's not forget the fans. Picture a diehard like Philly's own Bradley Cooper, a huge Eagles supporter who's been spotted at games. He'd chime in, "Sirianni's got that fire, man. It's like watching Rocky train for the big fight. This team's got heart." Or take a quote from a veteran like Jason Kelce, who might add, "Coach pushes us, but he believes in us. That's why we're 4-0, it's family here in Philly." Shifting gears to the bigger picture, what does this mean for the season? The Eagles are humming, but challenges loom. Injuries have nipped at the heels. Guys like Lane Johnson on the O-line have battled bumps, but the depth is there. Tactically, Sirianni's play calling mixes Hurts' mobility with Barkley's bruising runs. Saquon, our new star running back from the Giants, is averaging over 100 yards per game, a game changer. Compared to last year, when we stumbled mid-season, this squad looks more disciplined. Expert opinions? Well, folks like ESPN's Mina Kimes might say the Eagles are top 3 in power rankings, with a defense that's elite against the run. But offensively, they need to iron out those red zone inefficiencies, converting just 50% of trips into touchdowns so far, down from 60% last year. Looking ahead, the implications are massive. A 5-0 start could propel us toward another NFC East crown and a top playoff seed. Remember, in 2022, we started hot and made it to the Super Bowl, only to fall short against the Chiefs in a heartbreaker. This year, with the roster reloaded, additions like Quinyon Mitchell in the secondary bolstering that pass defense, we're primed for a deep run. Predictions? I'll go bold. Eagles finish 13-4, win the division, and Hurts earns MVP buzz. But it's the playoffs where legends are made, and with Sirianni's track record, another ring isn't out of reach. Ties to pop culture? Think about how the Eagles inspired the Invincible movie with Mark Wahlberg, capturing that underdog spirit. Or current events, amid a wild NFL season with upsets galore, Philly stands as a beacon of consistency. But wait, there's more excitement on the horizon. This Sunday, the Eagles return to the Link for a showdown with the Denver Broncos at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Denver's coming off a win over a Bengals team missing Joe Burrow, so they're feeling confident with rookie QB Bo Nix at the helm. But our Birds? They're ready to defend home turf. Will Sirianni make it 4 straight 5-0 starts? History says watch out. Eagles Nation, if this doesn't fire you up, nothing will. Tune in this Sunday, grab your green gear, and let's keep this streak alive. Fly Eagles fly. Remember to follow us for more updates, breakdowns, and all things NFL. Until next time, this is your sports anchor signing off. Stay passionate, stay Philly.